This is the Emergency Medical Minute, sponsored by Mile High Ambulance. The Emergency Medical Minute is excited to announce that we are now offering AMA, PRA, Category 1 credits via online course modules. To access these and for more information, visit our website at www.emergencymedicalminute.com/CME-courses, or simply click on the link in our show notes and create an account.
Okay, so I have a medical minute that describes three features. One is a historical feature, one is cutting edge science, and one is sea cucumber. It all ties in together. So the first part is history. So back in the 1700s, along the River Thames that ran through London, they had these boxes along the side of the river. So you might have seen like AED boxes in the airports, like if someone has a cardiac arrest. These boxes were similar function. So what it was is drunken people in the medieval times or whenever would fall into the River Thames. People would pull them out, they'd be near dead, and they need to resuscitate them. So what they thought would be beneficial is if they took this kit off the wall, and in the kit there's a tube and a baffle and some tobacco. They'd stick the tube up the rectum, light up the tobacco, fill up the baffle with tobacco, and start pumping air into the rectum. I'm totally not joking on this. This was 100% true, and they thought this was resuscitate people. The idea was if you're like kind of cold and dead, if you warm someone up from the inside, they'd bring them back to life. So that's kind of crazy. Now you're thinking that doesn't work. No way. But as it turns out, the sea cucumber comes into play next, because the sea cucumber, when it goes into reproductive cycle, has increased oxygen demands. So it increases its respiratory rate, and miraculously, the sea cucumber, believe it or not, can actually exchange gases through its rectum. So like it can oxygenate if there's like a little bit of water in the rectum and exchange gases there. So that's how the sea cucumber is tied in. And now to the science. So just this last month, there was an article published because this guy thought, well, people who are having COVID, who are having respiratory failure, vents aren't working, what can we do? As it turns out, there's this chemical, a perfluorocarbon, and if you oxygenate it, it carries oxygen really well. And he thought if you'd try this on mammals, because he knew it worked in sea cucumbers, you might be able to respirate people through their rectum. Instead of just using the smoke baffle, you use this liquid oxygen-carrying chemical. And so the very best part of the article is he had someone do like one of those schematic like airport diagrams. And it shows like these mice in a bath next to some pigs in a bath with like air bubbles coming out of their rectum. And he actually showed that you can oxygenate mice and pigs using oxygenated perfluorocarbon. So the craziness that I thought about sticking a tube in someone's rectum and then a baffle with smoke might actually work if it were filled with liquid oxygenated perfluorocarbon. That's the end of the medical minute. Yes?
Would that be a provider procedure or nurse?
That would be a nurse procedure, yeah.
The Emergency Medical Minute would like to thank our sponsor, Swedish Medical Center, for helping fund our nonprofit organization and make this podcast possible. Donations are essential to our organization to cover operational costs and fund the creation of our online courses offering AMA, PRA, Category 1 credits. So if you enjoy our show, and if you're able to make a one-time or recurring donation towards our organization, any amount is helpful. Please click the link in our show notes to make a donation. Thank you for listening.